Hi everybody. Thanks for dropping by. So since the Snyder Cut is finally released after God knows how long, I decide to make my own opinion on what I think of the whole SnyderVerse is about. So let's get started at the beginning. Um, Basically, when The Dark Knight released, it was very successful, and Warner Brothers decided, hey, listen, we have another hero that's very successful. Let's do Superman. So they got this dude here, the guy that was known for creating Man in Pajamas, Fighting Spirits, and another superhero movie that you know, Watchmen. And they gave him the helms to kind of reboot the whole universe, make Superman more flexible, much more relatable, more grounded. So what we got was the Man of Steel, this beautiful looking man. Okay, so this movie was mid-core at best, right? It didn't get any high review. There was a lot of things that were confusing about this film because it wasn't like the same Superman that we knew. It was something a little bit more grounded. But people liked the new flavor. It was different at that time, and especially Henry being cast as Superman, he was amazing. He looked great. And the suit even looked great. But when the movie came out, there was mixed review, mixed reception. Basically, they said there was so much CGI, noticeable things didn't look realistic, especially like a lot of loafing around. Especially with the whole military scene was pretty sick. But Superman didn't get to be like the whole very hopeful Superman that we wanted. Overall, it was still a good movie. I liked it in my opinion. I thought it was a kind of fresh take on Superman. The thing that we didn't like, a lot of people disagree, was at the very end when there was a lot of destruction, as you can see here. There was a lot of destruction with Zod, especially General Zod and Superman destroying the whole, metropolis, leveling the city. A lot of people state, "Oh, why didn't he take the fight somewhere else? Why didn't he, Zach? Because I think Zach wanted a final third act, so he probably just wanted some collateral damage." But the worst take from this was Superman killing. A lot of people didn't like the idea of Superman killing because in the comics there was always this moral of DC heroes being, they were being better than the villain. So every time when a villain would kill them, kill a civilian, they would be a lesser being, or in this case, a villain. So in the DC universe, they established that because they want to be better than the villains, because they are superheroes, they're here to save lives. So Superman killing Zod in this kind of defies what a superhero in the DC universe was. Um, and I don't want to bring other like competitors in because Marvel has like their totally different moral codes. But anyways, Superman kills Zod, uh, and I find this still frustrating to the today because they actually introduced the Phantom Zone. So if you notice, in a lot of Superman comic, when he can't defeat a villain, he doesn't send them to, and the regular prison can't hold them because they're Kryptonian or they're very strong alien races. They normally get sent to the prison zone where it's like this portal gun that they shoot into space, and they're imprisoned there for basically like forever until Superman decides to release them, or whenever like a villain comes by and open the box and release everything. So, anyways, overall the movie was decent, right? Superman killing, yeah, whatever. People put it aside, be like, okay, maybe this is a one-time off. There was even debates on if Zack Snyder even debate with Christopher Nolan, saying, "Oh, should we kill Zod?" Nolan, the guy that directed the previous uh, DC hero Batman, said, "No, I don't think he should kill him." You know, but Zack, I don't know. After long arrangement, he's like, "Yo, I'm boss. This is my movie. I'm doing it." So he did it, and he got fans upset. Overall, it was a decent movie. I don't know if Rotten Tomato gave it a good score. It was like the mid thing, but let's move on because the next one's gonna kick some butt. So after the Man of Steel, a lot of people thought that the sequel was going to be, Superman 2 or Superman, something Superman 2. But no, they released this. And this movie, Batman v Superman, a lot of people are hyped for it. A lot of people are scared for it because they kind of, let's say, they reintroduced Batman back into the scene way too soon. Batman just had a successful launch. The whole Batman Dark Knight trilogy made over like $3 billion in total, and all of a sudden, now we have this new Batman because Christian Bale refused to come back, and there was a lot of like controversy around like why are they rebooting Batman again? Who's gonna play him? And the whole kick in the nuts was Ben Affleck was gonna play him, right? This was a guy that was not known for taking serious role. He had very comedic, you know, skills that he did in, especially Geely, and which Daredevil 2, which was very wasn't that popular. So Ben Affleck being cast as Batman, there was a lot of doubt in if this movie would actually be good, and we'll go into more detail about that later. But what I thought when I saw this was I saw instant Batman and Superman movie. I thought it was gonna be like a team up stuff, right? They fighting Lex Luthor, or fighting Joker, or whatever. This was my idea of a Superman and Batman movie. Like this was a solid template that they should have copied right off the bat because I thought the template that they did for Dark Knight Return, I thought it was uh, it's an Elseworld story, so basically you have an older Batman and Superman. So I don't know how that would work because the Batman and Batman v Superman are middle-aged people. So I really didn't know how they were going to interpret this, but I thought this one, Batman, Superman, the movie, was one of the best template that they could have used Batman v Superman for, and maybe led it, introduce Lex Luthor and even a new Joker into the universe. But unfortunately, they didn't. So let's go into Batman v Superman. So basically, what happened after the collapse of Metropolis, where I mean, not Batman, Superman and Zod level the city. We have this guy here, Bruce Wayne, who was a bystander. Uh, Several of his employees, including Jack, died. So then, after this incident, you question, okay, this guy is like a billionaire, right? He has like all this technology. Like, okay, he can just investigate who did it, right? And he'll find out, he's a farm boy or Superman. At this point, Superman's been going around saving civilians. You can literally see a lot of the clips in this movie that he's going around saving people. So I don't know why he has a grudge against uh, Superman. His whole motivation is because he leveled Metropolis. He killed a lot of my employees. Like look at all the computers around him. He can just Google 2 or 3 seconds of information, be like, oh, Superman's not really a bad guy. He's been saving people, and the whole incident is not his fault. But because this movie is called Batman v Superman and is being directed by Zack Snyder, who wanted destruction, we have to have him go on a grudge match with somebody, and it's very meaningless because his this arc is it's so one-sided. It's just him saying that he's gonna kill somebody without even listening to the other person's side. So it felt very one-dimensional for the character here. And let's go on to Superman and see how he changed from the previous Man of Steel films. So Superman in this film, he's kind of taking responsibility for the destruction that he did, obviously, which is not his fault and is his fault because he didn't move Zod away from the city, noob. Um, so he's basically being called up in front of the people. But listen, uh, you're you caused destruction. Yeah, whatever. You know what? This was made after the Avengers, and they just wanted to copy on this theme. That's, oh, listen, um, there's a tragedy, or there's a consequence to like your actions, basically. And that just throws the whole Superman persona out, the window, because you're talking about a guy that, like, can move at a speeding bullet, right? He doesn't he doesn't he's a leader. He's not a he inspires people. He doesn't doubt. He doesn't let people kind of shoot him down. He's a leader, and he's willing to stand up for his action. And this one, he's just loafing around and, like, taking all the shots. He's not delivering good lines of dialogue, which he normally does in, like, the Justice League cartoon show. He's Superman, not emo guy. Okay, so I don't know why they wrote him like this, like a very puny, subjected, weak Superman. He's not. He's Superman. He should be strong. He should stand up for his action, and he should find a solution. And this one here didn't find any way to kind of calm the people. He just made things worse by not saying what's on his mind. Just hiding away as Clark, and just going to the. I thought the scene was so pointless. I don't even know why he's here, to be honest. I thought the scene was really bad, poorly done. As overall, I don't even think this is half as bad as the rest of the movie, because we're just gonna go into the worst part here. So this guy, uh, Jesus, this guy. So when you think of evil genius, you think of a guy that's really smart, a mastermind, right? This doesn't look like mastermind. This looks like freaking Zack Snyder saw the social media, uh, that Facebook documentary, and be like, listen, that guy can be our Lex because he's modern day Lex. No, you don't pick your Lex. Lex is from the comic, Zack. You pick the one from the comic and you put in the movie. You don't pick the one from social media and you put that one in the movie and you put in the name Lex. It doesn't work like that, Zack. It doesn't. So a lot of people complain about this Lex Luthor, and still to this day, there's no redeeming quality of him. So, why, Zack? Why? So, anyways, moving on to the final finale. Well, you all know by now. It was dropped in the trailer, like, before the movie even released. Yes, you know who it is. Yes, the Troll Cave himself, the Doomsday. Like, this is one, like, he's not one of the, let's say, big bad guys, but he still deserves a better story arc than just being tossed in the last 30 minutes to kind of get the heroes to work together. No, like, it doesn't work that way. You can't just toss him in and be like, listen, guys, you have to fight. Even though you were fighting each other, you gotta fight now with this guy. No, it doesn't work. And on top of that, that Martha theme didn't make sense. Period. I'm not gonna bring it up. So throwing in Doomsday in the last 30 minutes was a bit, basically, a spit in the face of all those Doomsday fans who actually thought he was gonna be in a Doomsday movie solo, where maybe at the third Superman movie, Doomsday show up, all bad guy. Nope, they threw him in. They rushed the whole thing, and worst case scenario, they kill Superman. And sad, very sad. Anyways, so I'm gonna move on to what I thought uh, the next movie is going to be. So since they killed Superman and they already introduced Wonder Woman, and yeah, that whole logo thing, I'm not even gonna go into. They wanted to do introduce the Justice League, so I was like, okay, well, how can you have a Justice League without Superman? That's what everybody thought. Justice League without Superman. How is that gonna work? Well, obviously he's gonna come back. Well, then why did you kill him? You just you 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 already revealed half your story when you kill somebody like that. You kill a character at the end of the arc, and then you bring him back in the next movie. So what's the point of killing him? There's no there's no character development just for the sake of doing things. And that's the thing about a lot of DC movies. They just do things and they don't think about it, you know? Especially with a lot of the setup for Batman v Superman. They just do things without even thinking the consequences. Oh, this is gonna lead to this. No, it just happens because you know why? Oh, because it's written. The director wanted that way. There's no payoff, and it seems really foolish. So this is was the whole idea of the Justice League. So if you go back to the cartoon, like those are solid templates, but I don't know why who Zach wrote with his writers or so and so that this had to be something else. Anyways, let's go on to our. So after Batman v Superman, Warner Brothers kind of panicked. They thought that listen, this guy, you know, he threw in Doomsday at the last minute. He created a bad Lex. Um, like we were cool at it at first, but like the audience are not cool with it. So um, maybe we should have some revisions over it. So meanwhile, they were fixing up the Justice League. They created a bunch of these solos. So we got like the Suicide Squad and the Harley Quinn stuff. They were like mediocre stuff, like very poorly done, like fan parody. I call them fan parody because it's very poorly done. I don't even remember how they, but like how they looked like. But anyways, yeah, you get a bunch of flops after, and here you got Justice League. So we came out here. You have a Justice League, and there was no photos of Superman. So we're like, okay, well, obviously everybody know at this point that they were gonna come back. Superman was gonna come back. Somehow he's gonna come back. But during this time in development, Batman v Superman was released, and Warner Brothers started to panic. They're like, Zach, listen, man, your story needs a little bit fixing up. And to be honest, it does. Even after watching the Snyder cut, it does. Like, if you were to release this movie, the original version of Zack in theaters, 4 hours long, no, it still wouldn't work. Zach, there's so much slow motion in your scenes. Um, it just didn't work, you know. And a lot of dialogues, like I felt like a lot. There was a lot of rush. You know, he introduced three other characters. He had to introduce Arthur, Cyborg, and Flash. And obviously, it's good, you know, for a 4 hour film. But is it epic like Justice League epic? No, it wasn't. Anyways, so everybody should know it by now. This guy came on to direct it, and it was tough to say because when you coming onto another person's project, especially when they already have it half or 80% done, you kind of bring your ideas into it. It's not your movie from ground to start. So it's like using a used car, you know? You buy a used car, you already have the previous people do some mileage on it, and you are trying to use whatever left or how useful this car can be to you. So, God bless this man. You know, he created the Avengers, which was a way better movie than this film, and he getting hit by social media saying, "Hey, listen, it's the Whedon cut or whatever. It's bad, dude. You gave this guy a 80% finished product, which didn't make sense, which was going to be 4 hours long, and you expect him to cut it down to 2 hours. Nobody could have done that, and especially he didn't know what Zach's vision was because when Zach left the project, he didn't even give notes to Whedon. I'm pretty sure he didn't give notes. He just like, listen, here's what I have, deal with it. I'm off. That's a horrible director, man. It's like what kind of person you have to be in order to throw someone under the boat like that? Horrible. Anyways, so Whedon had to do a lot of retakes, and the worst part was Henry, as you can see in this picture, was doing another movie, not gonna name it, where he requires a mustache, and they only had like about 6 or 3 months left before the film's actually released. So they're like, listen, we're just gonna CGI it, and as you can see from this photo, those CGI guys had way less time to do what they could do, but they had to finish it. Warner Brothers wanted their bonuses, so they had to kind of finish it. Anyway, so we got the infamous mustache scene. At least that gave us something. And yeah, and also this guy. This guy was horrible. Um, what I heard was that Zack Snyder had a original look to it, but when he ran it over with Warner Brothers like, nah, we don't like it. So then Zach's like, hey, listen, I'm just gonna make my own design. So Zach even said this is his design and threw it in the movie. So to be honest, I don't care. I don't care for this guy. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, so after that lackluster Justice League came out, everybody's like, listen, Zach, what did you do, bro? What did you do? Like you had so much templates to come from, but instead you wanted to create your own movie and just slap the name Superman and Batman onto it and call it Justice League. And then just slap it, just slap it. Who cares what? Who cares? Batman use guns. Who cares? Just slap it. Oh, Superman's sad. Oh, just slap his name on it because he thought that we fans didn't know what Batman and Superman is. So hey, let's just make my version, you know, and just slap the name Batman and Superman on it. No, it doesn't work like that, man. Like, you have a template, work off of. This template has been around for 70 years plus, and it's work. I don't know why you have to reinvent your story with Jim Lee in order to kind of retell the story of what these heroes actually mean. Yeah, sure, you can throw your interpretation, but to be honest, that 4 hours, it's not movie quality, man. Especially for something that was all hyped up, not movie quality. Anyway, so now we have it. We have the Justice League Snyder cut. Yeah, he had additional 2 years. Listen to all the bad, listen all, to all the goods, and he released it. This, which was 4 hours long. Did it need to be 4 hours long? No, it didn't need to be 4 hours long. Like, to be honest, as much as people would say, if I had to rewatch something, I would probably rewatch the Whedon over this any day. This is way too long, way too long for a movie to sit down and like invest. Like, this is like a series, a mini series. It's not really a movie, so you actually have to sit down and invest some time into it and watching. And there's a lot of scenes in between, which is like filler. You feel like filler episodes. Like, listen, when is the bad guy coming? Oh no, we have to put this in. We have to put Cyborg origin story. We have to put Flash origin story. We have to like Aquaman save some people from a boat that we were never gonna see again. We have to put in Parademons. We have to put in Lois Lane. Oh, hey, while you're doing that, shoehorn in Martian Manhunter. Yeah, thanks, Zach. Great. 4 hours was worth it. Okay, and as I mentioned again, I'm gonna go always back to the comic. They had Public Enemy and Batman as, if they wanted to go dark side route, they would have used easily used these two characters or use this plot line. No, they run from the New 52, which was one of the most horrible reruns. I mean, reboot of ever. Instead of this story, like this story, they made a movie on it, a cartoon movie, which was already a solid template. They could have easily used like elements of this and incorporate it into Justice League. But no, he wanted to write his original script. He wanted to make characters and he put his name Batman and Superman on it. That's Zack for you. Okay, anyway, so there are some plus, right? Stephen Wolf, you know, he's as ugly as he is before he still looks ugly. To be honest, he, his armor is just cool, but like his armor is retractable. Like you can make anybody retractable cool, right? Like like he has no character develop. Oh yeah, he just wants to redeem himself for Darkseid. That's all he did to get these mother box to redeem himself for Darkseid. But what like what value does he bring to the overall story? Like, why do we care about him? Like, literally, we don't because he got killed off in the end. Like, if you're gonna make a villain, you make one that people actually can relate to. Can we relate to this guy? Not really. Still a piece of, you know, poo. Even though he has a better looking armor, he's still the same Steppenwolf. He just like this whole movie is like fighting a henchman. You're fighting like it's like a game. You're going in, you're expecting to fight a boss, but then you in like you fight a henchman. Like you don't even feel any threat. You know, this guy's not even that threatful. He's not even scary. Like he doesn't even do any damage to the league. Like maybe if he kills Flash, Wonder Woman, or like scarred them or something, there was no struggle in this movie. No struggle. That's what I feel that this movie could have done more. More struggle. Like maybe have the Flash impale his feet or like something happened to one of the Justice League member. There was no. We just come in. We're gonna bash these guys up, even though they conquered 10,000 worlds. Um, that's a lie, because if this guy conquered 10,000 worlds, I don't know what kind of other world those people were in. Probably don't even have military tank or like primitive civilization, because this guy is not very scary, not at all. And the whole Amazon battling him in the beginning, like for a mother box man. To be honest, I like Josh Whedon's version. It's short, much more simpler. This version just had like a bunch of slow mo scenes that kind of didn't add to its element at all. And this is what's disappointing at all, like very disappointing. So at the end of the movie, you notice that they have a blue tube open, and Aquaman stabs him, and he sends Steppenwolf back to the portal. Yeah, why didn't Darkseid step in, man? Like, like you're so big and bad. They literally send like I don't know how this portal works, but I'm pretty sure if they send a body in, they can send another body out. So like I don't know what, or even use your Omega beam, man. Like I really don't know, man. It's like they're teasing Darkseid, but they can't use him. It's like listen, you can only tease him, but you can't use him, Zach. Okay, even though this is gonna be your last movie, you can only tease him. You can't use him. You can use him in the beginning, but then you have to use Steppenwolf. Like, dude, if just just remove this guy and just throw in Darkseid. Like, what are you saving for, Zach? This is already your last film. Why are you gonna why are you gonna play us like this, man? Anyways, so as I admit, they're gonna shoot, and then they wanted to world build now, and they throw in all this like end credit stuff. What are you pulling a Nick Fury, man? Like, chill. Like, where were you? Like, the whole world was gonna be at stake, and you decide to come out now? Like, Jesus, man. Overall, this movie's this it's already going for too long, so I'm gonna cut it short. Anyway, so this is what I wanted. Okay, after all that struggle, I thought Zach was gonna go back to the, storyboard. Make something cool of it. Not even introduce a villain. Hell, just focus the movie on the team itself, right? But no, he had to introduce a henchman, which was not even like a forgettable henchman. Like Steppenwolf is never gonna be remembered as someone that took down the league. He's just gonna be that guy that got bullied around and his head cut off. If you're gonna make a Justice League movie, make it something that we care for. A villain or a hero that will stay with us, you know, as as silly as it is, that's what we watch most of these movies for, to have, these fictional characters and their development. Justice League Snyder Cut, there was no story development. Like, I'm not saying no story development, but it was very weak. Like, there was cyborg stuff in it, there was Flash stuff in it, but there was no real struggle to why they needed it. Steppenwolf, he's a henchman. They should have at least sent Darkseid. Maybe throwing the Darkseid in the last 30 minutes like they did Doomsday, right? But no, Um, so after all this year and all the trolls and like two side divided, we finally agree that some people like Snyder Cut, which is obviously is better than the original, Z- the Whedon cut. But like the final question is it overall a good movie? Like if you were to watch this movie in theater and you come out, would you actually rewatch it 3 or 4 times again? Like that's the main question. Is this movie quality movie that you would rewatch several times again? Leave your comments and likes in below, and I'll see you next time, man. Enjoy.